Hey love, this is Jazz of Jazz's Sin, and I hope you guys are having an amazing Monday so far. So I just wanted to get up here and do a little bit of cleaning with you guys and have a chit chat. There's been some things I don't understand, and I really hope that you guys have some answers or some insight onto some things I've just been going through lately. So, the title of this video is Sisterhood, Betrayal, and Entitlement. Now, I have a lot of friends, but I have some best friends and then I have some sisters. We know those relationships that we carry through every phase of our lives. And like Medea said, some relationships are for a season and you're supposed to learn something from them and let them go. Others, they're there for life, You got your branches and then you got your roots. But what is the definition of friendship and what does it mean to you? For me, a friend is somebody not only that you can count on, but that you can just emote with. Somebody that understands you when no one else does. Someone that you can have a like and kind type of relationship. Somebody that understands the small quirky things about you, right? Eventually you love these people. They become family to you. And for me, that means a lot. It's loyalty, it's respect, it's everything that encompasses that, For me, I'm married, right? I have children. I have a career. I have a huge family. My husband has a huge family. I've been a part of that family for over 20 years, And it's like, of course, you're not going to have free time all the time. But you make do when you can. You go to the parties and the events and you hang out, and sometimes you just sit in silence, but you have that person there with you, right? You're there in times of need, in times of trouble, in times of happiness. You're just there. That's what I think friendship is, a relationship, a sisterhood, right? You big each other up, you fix each other crowns, and you do so from the kindness of your heart and not with the ulterior motives, like you don't just have a friend because this person is going to do for you, or you feel like this person is just always going to be the one to give you money or to give you clothing or just anything. But it seems like some people expect these things from you, and not that it's just coming from the kindness of your heart, right? So what are your boundaries in your friendships? How do you maintain your friendships while juggling life, spouses, children, and careers? Boundaries is like, I can talk to you. I can tell you pretty much anything, right? But it's not your place to take what I tell you and run and tell someone else. Or try to solve an issue that I might be talking to you about, because essentially it's my issue. So if I'm just talking to you, that means I just want your insight or I just want your ear. Sometimes you just need to say something out loud to someone else to see if you make sense, to see if it really is what it is. A boundary for me is, if I ain't asked you to do something for me, don't. Don't just take what I've said to you and make it yours. It's not your issue. It's just a conversation, right? It's just me venting and vice versa. If you need an ear, I'll be your ear. I'm not going to take your problem on unless you ask me to. And if I can, right? Sometimes we try to pour from cups that don't have nothing in them. Because Lord knows we're all busy, right? We just had this huge pandemic that happened to us, and all of us were struggling one way or another. It doesn't even have to be financially, but mentally. You know, us parents, we had to become teachers, right? Principals, doctors, nurses on a regular, and still maintain our jobs if we were able to keep them. It was a very stressful time. So, of course, you're going to need somebody to be your ear. But those boundaries, how do you enforce them with your friends? How do you keep that, I don't know, how do you keep that line? How do you keep that bubble? I was reading up on marriage, and I forget who was it. I read about keeping your marriage as a sacred entity, right? It's just you and your husband, you and your spouse, and that's your world. But when you have so many friends, it's like, how do you keep the two and keep everybody happy in the situation? Now, when it comes to spouses, there's definitely lines there that you just don't cross. You don't speak to my husband or my spouse or my wife about an issue that I came to you with, right? A lot of folks need to learn those boundaries and keep them close to heart, especially when you're dealing with your friends. You know, sometimes you want to help that person. If you love somebody, you want to see them do well. You want to see the best for them. You want to see the best outcomes, I should say, for them. So you try to, give them the best advice that you can, if they're even looking for advice, because sometimes you're not, right? How do you resolve conflict in a relationship that's platonic? How do you go to someone and let them know that you feel some type of way about what they did to you, and still be able to laugh and joke later, or just to still be friends, right? Some people don't know how to take that in. When you come to them as a friend, as a sister, you can't you can't accept what I say to you because I'm supposed to handle you. What is the saying? I'm supposed to handle you with kid gloves. If I gotta handle you with kid gloves, honey, we don't need to be friends. Because if you know me long enough, then you know I say everything out of love, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I need you to understand what I'm saying to you. So the way I resolve conflict is, if I see an issue that we may be having, I'm going to come to you and I'm going to tell you. Even though there's a lot of memes floating around now, like I shouldn't have to tell an adult what they've done wrong. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to speak to people as if they have common sense. You got to give folks the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes it just don't go the way you think it should, or that you think it's supposed to. Now, honesty. Most friendships, I think all friendships should have honesty, but maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm weird like that. You should be able to tell the truth. If we're at a get together, right? And you've told me some things about someone else that may be there, and you don't really like this person, you don't trust this person. I don't think I'm the right person for you to invite to this event, because I can't sit around this person knowing the type of person that they are. No, it's not my place to address it, but I don't want to be friendly with them knowing that they've hurt you in any type of way. But I should be able to tell you that, hey, I don't think that's the right thing to do. But if you want to continue to be hurt, then you do that on your own time. But that's just honesty, right? How do you emotionally deal with separating from a meaningful relationship, a meaningful sisterhood, a meaningful just everything? How do you separate from a sister? It doesn't even have to be a friend. This could be a blood relative. This could be somebody that you've grown up with, somebody that you got years in with. How do you emotionally separate from these people and be okay with it? You know, because sometimes they become a part of your life. They become a part of who you are. And I always think about, you know, little sayings like, you are a bit of the 5 people that you're always around. So let's just say you got 2 or 3 friends that you're close with. These people become a part of you. It becomes who you are. It's a reflection of you. So how do you let that part of them go and that part of yourself? I think that's sticky. Y'all help me out. I can't find the words to say. Little mama wants to talk to you guys too. We getting this cleaning in. I am moving. But tell me, people, how do you feel about these things? Like, what exactly goes through people's minds when they do things? I'm going to let you in on a little situation because this has happened to me many times before. Now, I have friends, but these friends don't know boundaries, or they don't know, I guess, how to be a friend. If you are busy, if you have, let's read. I'm going to re-say that. I'm going to restate it. People say you make time for what you really care about. Now, that's true in a sense, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna make time every time. It means sometimes I gotta be a wife, I gotta be a mother, I gotta be a soldier. I can't cater to you. I can't be who you need me to be in that moment, but you should be able to understand that. No? Is that too much to ask for? What do you think, people? Because I've had 2 people that are friends. They're not related to me, but completely cut off contact because I couldn't be who they needed me to be. And that's okay. You know, I still pray for them. I still love them. I still want the best for them. And, you know, it sucks, and especially when there's children involved. Like, there's still love there. And I don't understand how anyone could take, you know, you having to deal with certain things in your life and make it personal to them. Like, do you really believe I'm just supposed to... Am I coming home with you at night? I don't know, family. Y'all gotta tell me what's up with these good, clean folks today. Because it's like, why, sis? Why do I have to be there all the time? I don't require you to be there for me all the time. It doesn't mean that, you know, when I get off work, I won't call you. Or it doesn't mean that when I have free time, I won't get back to you. Now, if it's an emergency, that's one thing. But if it's just a conversation to be had, it's like, give me a second and I'll get right back to you. Or is that not allowed? Does that go back to boundaries? Do you have to reinforce them? I don't know. It just makes you think. I've been thinking about it for a while, and when I was looking at the content that I wanted to put out for you guys, I'm like, how should I word this? How should I phrase it? And it was just like, just say it, Jazz. Say what you need to say, because it's the only way it's going to get out. Now, when it comes to family, to the relationships that you have with your siblings and your cousins, those are your first best friends, right? How do you deal with emotionally separating from them? How do you deal with betrayal when it comes to family? Yeah, you separate from toxicity. Of course. You shouldn't be around someone who means you no good. But it's like they're family at the end of the day. The way I was raised is family looks out for family. Family loves family. But sometimes holding on to them people can hurt more than letting them go. But how do you emotionally let them go? And how do you, I guess, embrace them back into your life, if you do, because that's not necessary. But how do you embrace them back into your life and hold on to those boundaries? How do you tell them that, I love you, sis. I love you, bro. I love you, cousin. But this is not allowed, and I won't tolerate it. Without them taking it personal. And even if they do take it personal, how does the relationship even survive? How do you keep that? For me, it's like I've never been one to hold grudges, right? So we can have an issue. But I like to have my issues in private. I don't like to put my issues on Front Street. And that's a new thing with people nowadays. They got to post everything on social media when it happens or send subliminal messages to you. And it's like, how do you heal from that? How do you heal a relationship behind it, and should you? Or when you find out something interesting about a person that you thought you knew. Or how do you find out things that, someone might feel some type of way about you, but they're not woman enough, man enough, relative enough to come to you and tell you how they feel, but they said it to someone else. What if it's a parent? What if you tell a parent something and the parent runs and tells everybody else? How do you deal with this parent? It's like, it's very weird. Relationships are so weird. And I'm like, I got to get on here and talk to family because maybe I'm missing something. You can't just cut everybody off. I mean, you can. But what's life if you can't enjoy it with the people that you love? And if you're going to have these people around you, how do you maintain the boundaries? How do you maintain the respect? Especially if they're not being loyal to you. And that goes back to the definition of friendship, of how I see things. It's respect and loyalty. It's love. It's not going to all be, roses and and happy things. I mean, we're not the Powerpuff Girls, but honey, even Buttercup and Bubbles got mad. I mean, does it make sense to even have friendships and relationships when it's going through so many things? And should you just let people go when they walk out of your life? Or should you try to find out why they're walking out of your life? On one hand, you know why, especially when they just stop talking to you or whatever the case may be, because you can't be there when they need you to. But do you let them go and continue on with life, or do you allow them back in your life to keep doing the same things? How do you build a new relationship off of a broken one? Or should you just let it die? Family, this is the stuff that I sit and think about. And no, I do not indulge in the extracurricular activities that a lot of people do. This is just my brain and how it works. How do you have relationships with these people in your life? And what does it mean to you? I mean, my babies come first. My husband comes first. And if you can't understand that, my career. And if you can't understand that, it's like, I gotta let you go. But then what happens when you miss them? What happens when it's vacation time and, they're not there? Or when you just need to talk, when you need to vent and that person is no longer there. It's it's a sticky situation. I just want y'all to see the movement that's going on in this cleaning series. Honey, I'm doing some things over here. I picked that damn playpen up, y'all, and that thing was heavy. That's why I don't know, man. Y'all gotta see when I do what I do with this playpen. It was a struggle. But anyway, back to this sisterhood, betrayal, and entitlement. Because that's exactly what it is. It's entitlement. People feel that you're supposed to do things for them, or you're supposed to pause your life to come into theirs and just be their everything. And at some point, it's like, honey, do you think I'm your spouse, or do you think I'm your friend? Where's the boundary in that? And how do you make those boundaries? I'm lost. And even when it comes to battles, right? Co-workers and the likes. How do you maintain those boundaries with them? But that's another topic. That's for another day, because I can go on about that for a while, especially when you're mixing business and friendship. That's ooh. I got some stories for that, y'all. But we gonna talk, family. We are definitely gonna talk. Little mama's trying to talk to you guys. Right, mama? Hi, the moment. Say hi, family. Hi, family. Yeah, this baby is everything. But I hope you guys have healthy relationships out there. And I pray that whatever issues you may be going through with your friends or your sisters or your cousins or whoever it may be, that you can work it out with each other. That you can actually find some type of healthy boundaries and actually figure out how to work it out. But if you can't, just know it's okay. And when you get a moment, jump in them comments. Like and subscribe. Jazz.